Get ready. It's time for a well-deserved break, Pittsburgh, with Heather Abraham and David Highfield from the KDKA TV studios. It's Pittsburgh Today Live.
Oh boy. David's starting things off by bragging about how his how much have you lost?
Well, it's the PTL Summer Shape Up, if you haven't heard, people. And I've lost 3.5 pounds at this point. But I consider that within the margin of error. Like, it depends on, you know, when you step on the scale. But I will say, I haven't worn this suit in a long time. It barely fits. At any moment during this live broadcast, this button could come flying off straight into the camera. Cover your eyes, Heather, if it happens.
Not true. And you look great, and that's fantastic to hear, although...
What?
A little bit braggy.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be braggy. I was just saying this suit's a little tight, and then that led to this discussion. These are all the things we're supposed to discuss before the show comes on the air, not on the air.
I know, but we have enough time to do it, so let's do it.
Yeah. So anyway, you know, it's Thursday, which is almost Friday, but it's not Friday yet. But you know what? I feel like today is going to be a good day.
Well, I had this discussion with Frankie just a few minutes ago, and he said, why are you always counting down the days to the weekend? But he doesn't work 5 days a week. He works a 24-hour shift and then he's off, so he has no idea what it's like to work for the weekend.
That's true.
You know?
Yeah. Because all of us who work 5 days in a row, you are counting down. But, you know, many years in TV news, I worked weekends, too. And then everyone else is counting down, and you're like, it doesn't mean anything to me, you know?
Yeah, my Friday is a Wednesday.
I've got Monday off. I can go to the bank, you know. So anyhow. All right, we want to talk about one of the sort of weird side effects of this whole pandemic, and that is a shortage of different items. And one of them, the main one that we're talking about now, is coins.
This is, yeah.
Like toilet paper maybe made sense. You know, people thought they'd be holed up for a long time and wouldn't be able to get to the store, and I understand that. Disinfectant wipes, I'm still hunting for those. You know, hand sanitizer, but coins takes a little more thought to figure out why.
No, it doesn't.
Okay, well, tell us, Heather.
Well, here's why.
Yes.
Because no one wants to touch each other anymore. So if you're handing change over, you're touching somebody's hand, unless you have one of those fancy cash registers where it like slides down that little thing into the dish.
But then you've got to reach into the dish, and no one wants to reach into the dish right now.
Exactly. So now it's making sense, right?
Okay, yeah, it is making sense.
Well, everybody's ordering their groceries online and picking them up curbside, and people are paying things in advance.
Or you just swipe, or you use your stimulus card and put it in the debit thing.
Right.
Yeah.
So all of that's happening, so I get it, but it's an interesting discussion. I feel like so many people have talked about this, like how eventually one day we will be cashless.
Well, and I wonder, because this is an interesting fact. So just to make a penny, this is the U.S. Mint. CBS reported, this was actually a couple years ago, so it may have gone up since then. It costs 1.5 cents to make a penny.
So more money than a penny is worth.
Is worth only a cent. So it does make you wonder, but you know, some people argue let's get rid of them. Other people say, you know, some charities rely on this. It could hurt low-income people. There are a number of reasons to keep it, but it's odd. Stores right now, there are stores with signs up saying, we will not give you change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So some of the other things that we've heard, my babysitter actually told me, not my baby, my children's babysitter told me
We understood what you meant.
I don't need a babysitter most of the time.
We do need a babysitter. That's why we have Jill here to keep us in line.
So Shannon says she loves Diet Dr. Pepper Cherry and could not find it, and was told that they are being very selective in what they can, because there's an aluminum shortage.
So apparently not enough people like...
So the varieties that like maybe some people prefer, but not everybody. So, you know, the majority, the things that
the
people
more
like,
obscure varieties may not be getting canned right now, and now you can't find it.
Deep freezers, another thing people are having a tough time finding, because people are shopping in bulk. They're buying stuff to put in the freezer. They can't find the deep freezer. That
totally makes sense.
And Frankie and I could not find a refrigerator. We were looking for like your basic, no bells or whistles fridge that we wanted to put in our basement. Again, for storage and, you know, the basement drink fridge. Couldn't find one.
You know what? I just want to go off on a tangent because the basement
we struck a nerve here.
Basement drink fridge is so smart. My grandpa and grandma had a fridge in the basement for like when they would have the Highfield family parties or the picnics or whatever. It comes in so handy because your regular fridge just fills up too fast.
It does.
And so having a fridge in the basement, I told Gary when we got rid of the old fridge, let's move it to the basement. And he was like, why would you want to do that? And here, you're I hope he doesn't watch this. But you're shopping for one, and I think it makes total sense.
Yeah, so we couldn't find one. And we finally went to, we called around to a bunch of places, and they said, you know, appliances are in short supply because the manufacturers aren't making them because of COVID. They had to socially distance, there's furloughs, there's layoffs, there's all of these other issues that go into this. And, you know, ripple effects, you wind up with whatever they have in stock, gone.
I mean, it really is. Some of them are surprising things, but they make sense. I mean, if you're in a factory and you're working right next to someone, they can't continue doing that right now. They have to space people apart, and maybe that means slowing down production or whatever. But, you know, also some changes. I mean, of course, in Pennsylvania, we all have to wear our masks whenever we're out and about. However, there are some stores that are now saying nationwide, you need to do this. And Walmart is the latest to join this. They are instituting this starting on Monday.
Which also means Sam's Club, too, which is under their umbrella.
Right. And Starbucks, they're going to, if you show up without a mask and you don't want to put one on, they'll tell you to go to the drive-thru. And Best Buy is the other one. And there are other names, too, stores that are coming out with this.
Those Starbucks drive-thrus, can I please just tell you that when everything was shut down, when you could not go into a facility, those drive-thrus were so busy.
Well, you said because you craved Starbucks and you drove past.
I did.
Because you didn't have time to actually sit in the drive-thru.
No, because it would have been a while. I mean, and they were working fast too. Also, if you were watching any of the developments yesterday, new statewide restrictions coming down. Now, keep in mind, in Allegheny County, they actually instituted some pretty strict guidelines last week. So we saw those go into effect for restaurants and for bars last week. Bars closed, and then they did allow some outdoor dining for restaurants where you could have an alcoholic beverage. I think 3 was the maximum.
Have 3 maximum.
Outside, again, outdoor dining only. And so then we heard from the state, and this is now instituted across the state. So
across the state.
Folks in Westmoreland County and Greene County and in Beaver County, across the state, these restrictions went in. Yeah,
indoor dining at restaurants, 25% capacity. Alcohol will only be served at meals, so bars that don't serve food have to close now. So, you know, that's a change. And then also changes to Kennywood and Idlewild. So Kennywood, we were live there last week, and one of the things they had was those free mask zones. Those have gone away, and now Idlewild and Soak Zone are announcing the parks will close on Tuesdays and Wednesdays starting next week, just to sort of reevaluate for this new environment that they face.
Well, and they're going to use that time wisely. That's when they're going to do a lot of the cleaning of the facilities so they can get things back up and running for the rest of the week, and then when they get busier on the weekends.
Very important to do. All right, let's talk about something fun.
A fun side effect of the pandemic, of course, is a lot of people on Zoom and providing laughter for the rest of us so we can watch their Zoom bombs and what's happening, what goes wrong.
Is that what you call it, a Zoom bomb?
A Zoom bomb.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that. Okay. Well, this is a member of Parliament in the UK who was upstaged in his own home. Watch what happened.
Kids do it, YouTube kids do it, and the BBC are also now embracing this. Why, and I apologise for my cat's tail, why are you not doing this by default? Rocco, could you tell them?
You know, if you could say anything about this, it's that maybe we all take ourselves a little too seriously.
I think so too.
And in moments like these, even if you are a very serious businessman and representing the country, you know, hey, you got to be able to laugh about
You have a cat too. And what's particularly funny is you can't see the cat. It's just this huge tail in front of the camera.
Love it.
All right, sticking with animals, I was talking yesterday about my battle against the squirrel. And thank you all for those of you who have written in on social media. We
so much support for David.
So much material to share, and I feel like I'm not in this alone.
No, you are not.
So anyhow, we want to share some of this. And the first one is this picture it's from Donna Gibson. And this is an adorable picture. So she grew up in Pittsburgh. She lives in Florida now. But she rescued a squirrel that was only a few days old a couple of years ago. Since then, the squirrel comes back to the house every day to eat nuts. So they named it Tito, and then they built this bar for Tito. So Tito apparently has a drink every once in a while. No, I don't know about that. But look how cute that is. So we just wanted to show it. And they have black and gold on there.
Fantastic. Love that. Okay, and we also got this one of a squirrel obstacle course. Maybe you should do this. Have you ever thought about that? And just have the obstacle course lead the squirrels somewhere else.
Right, to the neighbor's yard or something. Yeah, we should build this in the backyard. We want to show you some video of this because this is really incredible. So someone wrote in and said, you should check out Mark Rober on YouTube. So he is a former NASA engineer. He really enjoys science. And he built this obstacle course for squirrels. So watch the squirrel go in here. And, you know, this video goes on for a while because he has like 4 competing squirrels to see who does the best.
Are these his squirrels?
Well,
how did he train them?
I don't know if they're neighborhood squirrels. They're neighborhood squirrels, Jill is saying. Look at this.
If you build it, they will come,
they're ready.
I guess. Apparently, that's what we're being told.
Look at this, though. Like, how did he, well, obviously with food, he attracted them with food, but squirrels are smarter than you might think. All right, something else. We're just going to move on because there isn't much else to say after that.
So much stuff about squirrels.
How do you how do you top that?
Yeah, I don't know.
We do want to say something else that we talked about yesterday is how my cell phone hates me. And they're not even butt dials, they're pocket dials.
Right.
And for me, it's FaceTime. It's not like a phone call, it's FaceTime. And all of a sudden, I'm FaceTiming people. So Mikey Hood is on the case.
Yes.
Mikey Hood has been looking into this, and there are actual things you can do to prevent this from happening to you. And that is coming up later today in our tech report. And what I was happy to find out is that it's not operator error necessarily.
Oh, good.
It could just be your phone hates you. No, there's like settings and things. Yeah.
Make nice with your phone.
Yeah.
Okay, hey, you're not going to be here tomorrow.
I'm not. I have a day off.
I'm excited for you to actually get some downtime. But tomorrow is our Friday free-for-all, so Mikey Hood is going to be here with us hosting the show. And you can send in your questions. Make sure to write them on our KDK or our PTL Facebook page.
Yes.
Sorry about that. And you can write them down right under this full screen that you'll see on our page. Write any questions. We will get to as many of them as we can.
I watched that graphic, and Ron and I have our hands up, and we never get called on.
I know.
I know.
That's
it's
not
just
true.
like perpetually.
Wait, you get a lot of questions.
Yeah,
that's
right.
not true.
All right, well, that's tomorrow. But first today, and we have some questions of our own to ask about the food that we eat. As part of our PTL Summer Shape Up series, we're working with Wellness Coach Jackie Hale. And coming up, we asked Jackie, when it comes to eating, what are we doing right and what can we be doing better? And we will also get Jackie's list of her top 5 power foods. She says we should all be eating them for better health.
I had one this morning. Plus a rare treat today. We get to go in the kitchen of the famed Lamont restaurant to see how the chef makes a famous dish on the historic menu. Selena Papiani takes us there as we celebrate 60 years of the Lamont in Pittsburgh.
And here's a story we absolutely love. Coming up in today's Something Good, a Pittsburgh photography project called Behind the Mask, and you can see why. Volunteers are wanted for more pictures, and we will tell you how you can be part of it. That's coming up.
Thanks for being with us on this Thursday, July 16th, 2020. We'll be right back after this quick break.